I found the apartment listing. It seemed almost unreal. A spacious room in the oldest part of the city, with rent so low it felt like charity. The landlord said almost nothing, just slid the key into my hand, his expression blank, his smile thin and brittle. I told myself I was lucky. The first thing I noticed were the walls. At a distance, the faded plaster seemed decorated with faint patterns, little etchings scattered near the ceiling, along the corners and around the door frames. I thought they were just old markings, maybe left by previous tenants. But the longer I looked, the clearer they became. They weren't symbols, they were eyes. Dozens of them carved into the walls with unsettling precision, some wide open, others half shut, all staring. Their pupils followed the light when I moved my lamp. My stomach tightened, but I forced a laugh. Art, I whispered, just strange old art. That night, I couldn't sleep. The room was too quiet, too still. Then I heard it, slow, steady breathing. My chest tightened as I held my own breath, but the sound didn't stop. It came from everywhere at once, from the walls, from the eyes. I sat up, sweating, staring at the nearest carving. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a sound like wet leather peeling apart, the eyelid twitched, a slick, deliberate blink. My heart pounded. Another blink followed, and then another. Within seconds, the room pulsed with a sickening rhythm of eyelids opening and closing. I leapt from the bed, grabbed my bag, and ran to the door. I twisted the lock, shoved, kicked, screamed, but it didn't move. The door wasn't locked, it simply refused to open. Behind me, the breathing grew louder, heavier, as if dozens of lungs inhaled in unison. I felt the weight of every gaze pressing into me, pinning me to the floor. The walls were alive, and the eyes were waiting. I don't remember how long I stood there, clawing at the door. I only know that if I close my eyes now, even for a second, I'll never open them again.
It started the day Emma found the doll. She was 8, small for her age, and endlessly curious. While exploring her grandmother's basement, she tugged open an old trunk buried beneath dusty blankets. Inside was a porcelain doll, its dress faded, its glass eyes cloudy but unblinking. "Can I keep her?" Emma asked, clutching it to her chest. Her parents hesitated, but eventually agreed. After all, it was only a toy. The first night, Emma placed the doll on her shelf. By morning, it was on her desk. Emma swore she hadn't touched it. Her parents exchanged smiles, assuming she was playing games. But the next night, Emma awakened her mother. "She said my name," Emma whispered, trembling. "Sweetheart, it was just a dream," her mother soothed, stroking her hair. For 3 nights straight, Emma heard it again, soft, raspy whispers calling her name in the dark. Always from the doll, always closer. On the fourth night, her father finally grew irritated. "Enough," he snapped. "There's no such thing as haunted dolls." But that night, long past midnight, he awoke with a start. The house was silent until he heard it. A voice, small, crooked, sharp as broken glass. "Leave!" His breath caught. He turned toward the sound. It wasn't coming from the basement. It wasn't drifting through the halls. It was upstairs, from his daughter's room. Heart hammering, he pushed open Emma's door. The air was heavy, colder than the rest of the house. Emma was asleep, curled beneath her blanket. But on the bed, at her side, sat the doll. Its glass eyes gleamed in the dark. Its painted mouth curved just slightly into a smile. The whisper came again, though the doll's lips never moved. "Leave!" He wanted to rush forward, to grab his daughter, but his legs wouldn't obey. His chest tightened, his throat locked. The doll's eyes seemed to widen, pinning him in place. Behind him, the bedroom door creaked shut on its own. And in that silence, he realized this wasn't a warning. It was a command.